Hey guys, just made a Patreon page. If you're interested, check it out in the description below. What's going on, everybody? It's MrAeroHD here, and we are here again with one of the last episodes of this big, gross series of videos of Dialed In. It's been a long way. We've done almost, I think, over 20 cars at this point. And thank you guys for sticking with me. Now, today, we have some of the worst driving I've seen in a while from the other people here. But today, we have a pretty standard car, but I want to talk about it a bit more. The Nissan Silvia S13, SR20, I believe. I think this is the Japanese one, so the Japanese one has an SR20 in it. This car, again, most people are probably aware of the S13, but I honestly think, at least this build, probably one of the best beginner setups that I've driven in a long time. It's light, but it's not too light. It's like 2,300 pounds, I think. 450 horsepower, very, very responsive engine considering it's only a 4-banger. But the perks here is that it's super, super, super smooth and very grippy, but at the same time, it's not twitchy and it's not over responsive. Handling wise, is probably the most balanced, one of the most balanced cars that I've ever driven in the game. And that characteristic is something you want with a beginner car. And you want something, well, if I were to give this to somebody who's like never drifted before, I would probably kick the horsepower down to about 400, 390-ish. Mostly because, like, where it is now, there's so much grip that you don't really need to throttle control much. Like, of course you do, but like, you can stay full throttle and it won't kill you. Which is good for a beginner because they may not understand the concept. By the way, this guy in the Camaro, genius. Instead of like locking the brakes or slowing down, it's like, I'll make a 360. It'll be so cool, and I'll wreck the guy behind me because I have no fucking clue what's going on around me at all times. Great, perfect bang. But this car is super, super balanced, like I was saying, and it has every characteristic of being good, but again, a little bit too much power. It's not too much power at all. You can definitely feel and see in the video that this car is, maybe lacking 50 horsepower for where it could be competent on all types of corners. However, those who are just starting out may not understand the concept of throttle control yet, so it's easier for them to get started. Engine is shockingly good, like I said. It's got cams and the turbo is upgraded, so you would assume that here comes a one-way ticket to the lag train, but like, no, not at all. It is super, super responsive. And for those people who, for whatever reason, if you are a competent drifter and have not built an S13 yet, or at least one to this vein, do it, because this car is so fun to drive just because it's easy to drive. It says, like, it's basically challenging you to challenge yourself. It's like, hey, I'm an S13. I'm one of the most used drift cars in the game. Maybe below the I think it's better than the 240 too, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it's like, I'm one of the most used drift cars in the game. Like, obviously it's good, obviously I'm good, just fucking, what do you got? Show me what you can do. You can do with entries, holding angles, speed, all that kind of stuff. And it's just really fun. It's like a fun little training car to be like, hey, I'm gonna go to a track or maybe a section I've never driven before and just try it out. And as we're going through the build and the tune here, I think this car is better than the 240 just because it's way lighter. I know they're fairly similar chassis, if not identical. I know a lot about the S13, but like, I don't know, like, wheelbase and track width and all this crap. But in this game, it's lighter. It's got a bit narrow, I think 245 compared to 275s, which you could totally just run 245s on a 240 and it probably would be similar. But the balance of this car compared to the balance of 240, I think, is just better. Don't get me wrong, the 240 is still very, very competent and very, very good in that respect. Just, I think the S13 is just, in terms of handling, almost perfect. It's very, very close. It's not like, oh, it's going to pull a bunch of angle and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, it's just so responsive and so predictable and so just does what you expect it to do, that it'd be a no-brainer choice for somebody who's like, hey, I want to finally get into Forza drifting, but I don't know where to start. S13. And I really don't think that the tune has much to do with it, even though I am proud of my work. I don't think the tune has much to do with it. So if you want to just, build it to however you want and don't tune it, or you want to build your own and do whatever you want with it, I think this car is very competent and capable no matter whose hands they're in. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. So today is Wednesday. We have 2 more videos going up tomorrow and then a final one on Friday. And then I'm going to spend the weekend getting next week's videos ready. So they're going to be back to regular series, not just this one. So thank you guys very much for watching. Love you. Stick around. Take care. Peace. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more, click the subscribe button. Also consider becoming a patron at my Patreon page, patreon.com/MrAeroHD. Want to follow me on social media or want to hear the song that you heard in the video? Please check the description.